Okay, y'all have a astrology video for you today, and it is Chinese astrology having to do with the fixed element of each Chinese zodiac animal. All right, so we have the five elements, right? You know, fire, earth, metal, water, wood. We have those five elements, and then we have the animal, right? The animal's home element. That's what the fixed element of the zodiac sign astrology is. That is the home element of it. So we have first up, we have the rat. So the rat's home element is water, water, and it's also a yang animal. That means they're more extroverted, even with the water being attached to it. And each element has two animals representing it, one that is yang and one that is yin. This is yang water. This is the rat home element, right? Yang water. Um, we have the years, right? That occurs in, right? This occurs in the month, the day, and the hour too. But I'll give you the rundown on which years those are. Those are 1972 and 2032. All right. You know, and that actually represents a moment in time too, and I mean like season wise. And season represents winter. So then we go down to the next animal in the line, and that is the ox. Now I said there's two elements per season, right? Or two animals that represent an element per season. We have four earth element um, animals that represent Earth. That represents the transition in seasons because it's four seasons and there's four transitions into the next season. So there's four animals, and the ox represents um, one of these transition periods, which is actually considered January in Chinese astrology. And the ox represents that period in time. And that is the change between winter and spring. The ox represents that, right? And that's using like the month, right? If you're looking at your four pillars, we got the yin energy on the ox because it's a more introverted animal, and it has yin earth attached to it. That's the home element for it. And the years that the ox energy, earth ox energy happens in is 2009 and 2069. Well, when it comes to the next animal, we have the tiger. The tiger is now a spring animal. That's a spring animal. That comes in Chinese astrology. That starts in it's a February thing. Um, so tiger is a yang animal. That's an extroverted animal. And like think about it, yang is extroverted, right? Think about how much like tigers and like all these like yang animals are like talked about amongst people, and like they're more so like I would say these animals are more talked about amongst people than like the yin animals are. Not to say yin animals don't have their place, but yang energy is extroverted. So the extroverted wood animal is the tiger, and that's its fixed element, wood. The year that this happens in is 1974 and 2034. Then we go to actually the next in the progression, which is the rabbit. That is yin wood energy. So that's the yin aspect of the wood element. The extroverted yang aspect is the tiger, and the introverted aspect is the rabbit, the wood rabbit. That is its fixed element. So the year that this happens is 1975 and 2035. And that is a spring animal. take this to note that spring is the wood element in Chinese astrology. We also have, next in the progression, we have the dragon. The dragon is a yang animal. It has the earth element attached to it because it represents the transition from spring to summer. And that is represented by the month of April in Chinese astrology. We have the years of the earth dragon being 1988 and 2048. The next animal is the snake, and the snake represents fire, yin fire, because it's a yin animal, the sixth animal. Just know basically that if it's in the progression and it's an odd number, it's a yang animal. If it's an even number, if it's an odd number, it's a yang animal. If it's an even number, it's a yin animal. So the snake, using that, is the sixth sign. It's fire. It represents summer. Fire represents summer. We have in Chinese astrology, in the Chinese culture, yin, snake, fire yin, snake. And this happened in the year 1977. And it'll happen again in 2037. All right. Then we have the next animal, which is the horse. The element attached to that is fire, yang fire. That is more extroverted fire. That's more out there in your face, more prevalently in your face. We have that as a summer animal, right? Representing June. Most days in June. And then the years would be 1966 and 2026. We have the next animal in the progression, which is the sheep. And the sheep is represented by Earth. It's another change in season, change from summer to fall. In Chinese astrology, in the Chinese culture, sheep is a yin animal since it's the eighth sign in the progression. We have the yin energy attached to it, and it is earth, is his home element. That happens for 1979 and 2039. We got the next animal in the progression, which is the monkey, representing a yang animal, the ninth sign of the Zodiac. Metal is its home element. Monkey, metal, yang, metal for the monkey. This is a fall animal. Metal represents the fall season or autumn, if you want to call it that. 1980 is the year of the metal monkey, and 2040 will also be a year of the metal monkey. True element, fixed element of that animal is those years, right? The rooster's fixed element is metal, but it's the yin animal because it's the 10th animal in the Zodiac progression. And it also is representative of fall season. We have the year 1981 and the year 2041 for the year of the white rooster or the metal rooster. I'll go over that too at the end of this progression. Then we got the dog, right? We got the dog. It's a yang animal since it's odd in the progression, the 11th sign. And then it's the transition from fall to winter, right? The year the Earth Dog happened 2018, and it'll happen again in 2078. We then have the pig, which is a yin animal, the 12th sign of the Zodiac, the last one in the progression. and it is representative element is water. The dog is a changing season, right? From fall to winter. So then the pig is a winter season, winter animal. Mostly December animal, right? If we're looking at the month pillar, when we're looking at the year of the water pig was 1971. 1971 and 2031 for the year of the pig. Now, there's a quick way you can, figure out the element attached to your animal, even if it's not the fixed element. Like for me, for example, I was born in 1999. The 9 and 8, if you look at the end of your birth year, that's what you look at. And this is to determine the element attached to your year pillar. And this is quick and easy. Anybody can do it. So when it comes to 0 and 1, if you're born like 2000, 2001, right? 1990, 1991, 1980, 1981. And because the last digit is 0, 1, that's a metal element. That's your year pillar is a metal element. Specifically, you are an animal that has metal. All right. And then when it's 2 or 3, that is water. So if you're born in 2002, 2003, 1992, 1993, 82, 83, you got water in your year pillar. We have then 4 and 5, that represents wood. 4, that's like 2004, 2005, 94, 95, you get it now, I think. 6 and 7 is fire. Digits, if you're looking at the last digit of your birth year, right? And that's how you get the element for your year pillar. Just by you might know your animal, some of you people, but then you want to know the specific element attached to it. And if it has the fixed element attached to it or not, which is like the home element. Like for me, right, which we're getting to, 8 and 9 is earth. So I don't have the fixed element of the rabbit attached to my year pillar, but the fixed element is wood, right? I was born the year of the earth rabbit because in the progression, that's what it is for me. That's the year of the 9. The people who have the 9 at the end of their birth year, they're all earth animals, right? So is the anybody with the last digit as 8. What else was I gonna say in this video? I was gonna say something else. Yeah. So, and those are like the home elements for these animals. They basically know how to use the energy. They can use that energy much easier, like utilize the full energy of this animal a lot easier. The people who have the fixed element on the animal, they can utilize that animal's true powers more easy than other people who don't have it, right? So people born in like 1975 can use the rabbit energy a lot better, much more smoothly than somebody born in 1999 like me. Somebody who has, and that's just for the year pillar, right? Because I have my day pillar. My day pillar is actually in Yang metal monkey, and the element attached to the monkey is Yang metal. So I have a strong day pillar. My other pillars are kind of, not weak because like I have a strong, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I have a strong, my pillars are strong. When you're looking at all 4 of them, and it's like average out and shit, right? But yeah, man, those are the fixed elements of the Chinese zodiac signs. Each representing a season as according to Chinese, um, their ways of doing things, right? Let me know what you learned in this video. If you are born under any of those years of the fixed element, you're probably utilizing that element and the um, animal attached to it, pretty well in your life, you know, if you're born under one of those years. Um, so be cool, call in the corner, and let me know if you have were born in any of those years in the comments below.